When it comes to winter clothes for kids, do you need to stomp? Are you hoping to wake Rowan up?
No.
Well, you wake her up, you get to take care of her for the rest of the afternoon. When it comes to winter clothes for kids, there is what you would love in an ideal world and what is realistic for logistics and budget. In an ideal world, my kids would have only like boiled wool coats and amazing high quality gloves and all these things. The reality is that my kids lose gloves and mitts like it's going out of style, so I don't buy expensive ones. And it is not my budget to buy my kids all nice wool things all the time. So we have a balance. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff. But how we approach it is that we have wool underlayers and wool socks. And I'll show you some of those and tell you where we get them. And then we buy snow pants and jackets from a local consignment store. And I'll give you some tips on what to look for there as well. And we buy snow boots, usually used as well. I told Mac to go get some wool clothes for me to show. And I also get gloves primarily at such places. Not mine, kids.
Oh, I never said pants.
Yes, oh, wow. Go put all my wool clothes away. I know. One of the few new items of clothes we buy for our kids is these wool pants. They are Desana brand, and these are considered wool leggings. Mac is kind of in the last year of fitting them. These are a pair of Hamishes. So these are from last year. You can tell they're a little pilled, they're a little more worn down. These ones have barely been worn. So they are about $35 to $45 Canadian, but they are way thicker than your standard long johns, wool long johns, which I find actually cost more. So these are a better buy for us. The kids wear them as pants or they wear them as underlayers, and they get lots of wear. All my kids have 2 pairs each. Budgeting wise, how we handle buying all the kids 2 pairs each is quite often they don't actually need 2 pairs every year. 1 pair fits, or there's a pair they can grow into, this and that. If you do need to buy 2 pairs for a kid, one gets bought at the beginning of winter and one gets bought as a Christmas present. It's a legit thing in our house. So Rowan, here's another pair of long johns Mac brought me.
And
These are Hokosa. These are wool. I prefer European wool brands for kids. These are a pair of long johns. They're thinner. There's a matching shirt with this as well. Here is a wool sweater. Can you hold this up for me, Mac?
It's mine.
Yeah. This is a wool sweater. This is a wool sweater of Mac's. This one was actually found at a thrift store. Thrift stores are a gold mine for this. If you have family members, do you want to go grab Rowan? She's awake now. Who like to thrift store shop, ask them to look out for wool clothes for you. This is also a wool sweater from a thrift store. This is one of Rowan's. This is a wool that my sister made. I think this is actually too small for Rowan. This is Wee Woolies brand, which what I find of most North American made wool clothes is the fabric is just not as nice. I don't like it as much. So these are not our first choice. I've had these they were Freya's and now they're Rowan's. For young kids in winter, so for Freya and Rowan, we rely heavily on footed tights. These are just cotton with a little bit of elastic. 73 cotton, 24 polyester, 3 spandex. Footed tights because she pulls socks off, and I always lose baby socks. See, she's wearing a pair of footy tights right now. These are last year's and they got some knee holes. The other thing is that while in my ideal world, my kids would only wear wool sweaters and wool socks and all this, number 1, budget, and number 2, what they're actually gonna wear. Most of these footy tights I get either at a consignment store or hand-me-downs, whereas buying wool tights, they're like $40 each, and that's not gonna happen.
Mom?
Yes, Fred?
There's been Rowan woke up, you said Rowan would like to have a pomegranate.
Okay, let's clean up. We just had lunch, right? Let's clean up from lunch here. So Mac is wearing just a hoodie. It's about layering. Hamish is wearing a wool sweater. Mac is wearing cotton socks. Are you wearing socks, Hamish? You're not wearing socks.
But I want to.
You want to? Well, then why don't you put socks on? You need a cuddle, Rowan? Oh, look at that. Look at that.
All together here.
This is a down jacket. This has gone through multiple kids now. It's going to be Rowan's this year. I think it might be a little big on her still. This is a wool suit. It fit Rowan last year and it fits her again this year. When she was younger, we could fold over the flaps on the feet and the hands. It is, what's the brand on it? I think it's Angle. Angle boiled wool. Buttons up, has a hood, has hand flaps. So it fit her last year all folded over, and this year it fits her not folded over. Oh, yeah. These are both actually inside out, but these are Costco Kirkland brand women's wool socks. I think women's wool socks are the perfect size for kids to wear. They're little, you can get the smaller size ones. They are a little thinner on younger kids. Like Freya, we just fold down the tops a lot, and this is up her leg a bit, but it's just fine. And price-wise, they're a good price point versus kids' wool socks are so expensive. You gonna put those on now? The lighting is not great in our basement, and also this is how things look on average. So I thought I would just show you how they look on average, not all tidied up. We do 2 sets of outdoor pants and jacket per kid because my kids go outside multiple times a day, at least 2 times a day all winter. We have snow a good 6 months, so it means that one set can dry while they can wear the other set. We don't have a wood stove that we can dry things in front of, and so things take a lot longer to dry. So for Freya, for example, she's got this awesome Mountain Equipment Co-op suit, toaster suit I think it's called. We have one in a smaller size too. And then her other choice is she has this Columbia jacket, which is a hand-me-down, and then thrift store snow pants. So try to not buy brands, like if you're looking consignment, try to not buy like Joe and Walmart ones because they're not as nice, they're not as sturdy. Try and see if you can find secondhand ones of higher quality. Here is Rowan's suit. She fit it last year all folded over. This year it's not cuffed. Hamish has a couple jackets. One brown down one camo one. He's got 1 pair of snow pants. He needs a second pair, I think. Mac's jacket's on the ground here. Here's one of Rowan's jackets. Here's Rowan's second pair of snow pants. So Mac doesn't love the snow pants that have these sort of straps to them. He doesn't like. So he has just a pair of pants. These are his pants here, which I would not recommend for little kids, only for older kids. But then his second pair is this, which has these big fleece overalls to them, and he quite likes them. Now, we do try to mostly have only wool hats. My kids all like wool hats. Either I've knit them or my sisters have knit them, or they're purchased ones. We try to only have wool hats. We do have, this is a balaclava that's fleece. My kids don't like wool scarves. So what we have here, this is actually my basket. These are my scarves. I love wool scarves. My kids either have like fleece balaclavas, or this is merino wool, just a tube. It's a good scarf. They don't mind that. Then the other thing they have are these from So Bright Creations, which is local to us. She ships though, but these scarves sell out so fast. They are now so popular. They're that amazing minky, like the baby blanket on the inside and organic cotton on the outside. And they snap on, and for my older boys, they wear them underneath their jacket and hood, and for my little girls, they wear them over top, and it helps just keep things buttoned up nicely. For gloves, I do mostly mitts for younger ones. Mac and Hamish now have gloves, and I buy them a lot at the consignment store. Every time I go in, I'm just looking to see what they have for decent kids gloves. I don't want to buy like Joe and Superstore ones there. For little kids like Rowan, these long ones that go well over top of their jackets work really well, and they're my absolute favorite. They zip up there. Boys also like these. These are like the suede chore. But mitts, we do have some wool ones. They honestly don't get worn as much because they just get wet so fast. These are some of mine. Short ones like these are just kind of annoying. Little kids can easily pull them off, and that's not helpful. Here, so this is a cheaper brand. I think these are Joe that were in a stocking last year. And you can just tell like the difference in the fabric. These are super thin. These are not gonna last long. These are gonna tear. These are way sturdier. They're gonna last longer. These ones have a much bigger lining for keeping their hands dry versus just that has this little grip part. I don't think spending a lot of money on gloves is always helpful if your kids like to lose things, but it's something I just try to stock up on second hand. And I scored at the consignment store the other day. I got, so these ones were like $5 to $7 a pair. These ones were a lot more. They were $25. These are very nice, very warm. I told Mac if he takes really good care of them, he can use them. Otherwise, they're going to be mine because they actually would fit me. Now, let's move on to kids' boots. My favorite kids' boots, I prefer Kamek and Sorrel brand. Sorrel. These are Rowan's, and they have a removable liner. I'm also going to show you my boot dryer, which is a lifesaver for us. I got these at the consignment store as well. I think Rowan only has one pair of winter boots. My other kids all have 2 pairs. These are a pair of Mac's. He likes really tall ones, as you can tell, like they go up really far. And like, look at the size of this kid's feet. They're, yeah, like these would darn near fit me. I don't even know what the brand is on these, but these are his second year wearing them, and he really likes them. Here's another example of a pair of Superstore Joe brand that were fairly cheap. They were probably around $5 new, but they're just a lot thinner and not gonna last well. They get wet a lot easier. So if I'm able to find enough at consignment stores for the same price point but better quality, it works out a lot better for us. Freya, these are kind of just insulated rain boots. They are Superstore brand. These are one of her pairs of shoes, and her second pair, I'll clean this all up when we're done. Her second pair is these ones, which are Kamek's from consignment store. They've gone through a kid or two. These need to be on the boot dryer. They are wet. Here's Mac's second pair. They're a little rough, but he says they're comfortable, so who cares? Hamish has these insulated, waterproof. These are one pair of his, and then actually his other pair he doesn't like. They don't fit him well. He's wearing gumboots as his second pair right now. His birthday's in a couple weeks, and I have ordered him a new pair. When I was ordering him a backpack for his present, I also grabbed a pair of boots on sale. Price point wise, I want to spend between $20 to $30 on a pair of kids' boots. That is what is my goal. That's Canadian dollars. These are mine and they're not winter ones. But that's what I kind of aim to spend, is between $25 and $30. Now, this is actually a boot dryer. We have an actual boot dryer, but this one would be like to put over top of furnace grate or to put by your wood stove or something. We use it for putting gloves and mittens on. It's very helpful for that, so that things don't just get bunched up in the basket. Now I'm going to show you, we have an electric boot dryer upstairs. This is our electric boot dryer. It pulls very little heat. It feels warm to touch. It's plugged in, right? It's pretty much always plugged in this time of year. And it's safe for leather boots. It's not too hot for putting leather boots on. And it's so handy. When Marius worked full-time in construction, he put his boots on it every night so that they were nice and warm in the morning, because cold steel toe is just the worst.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know what, Freya? Your snow boots, I saw them downstairs and they were wet. You should go put them on the boot dryer so they get dry. As for Marius and I and our winter attire, that's a different video for you. But I hope this was helpful. It's definitely, it takes some effort to keep kids outfitted for winter. It can be really expensive if you're not careful. Hamish, that's enough, thanks. But keeping them well outfitted means they're more likely to want to stay outside and play outside. And to me, that makes it worth it to go through the effort. And depending where you live, you might only need one set of outdoor clothes. But I just found, Freya, they're there where the boots go. I saw them. I put them there. You might be able to get away with just one set, or just like, hey, each kid has this 1 or 2 pairs of mitts. That doesn't work for us. Neither does it having like, these are your town boots or this is your town jacket. Doesn't work. These are your snow clothes, 2 pairs each. Here's a basket of mittens and a basket of hat, and they all have their favorites, and there you go. So I would love to hear, based on your winter where you live, what sort of things are must-haves for outfitting your kids in snow clothes and winter clothes and all that jazz.